Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Monday. Welcome to another week. Tonight's topic is tons and tons of different ways to promote your business and get clients. I'm Haley Gray. I am the owner of Fiercely Marketing, which is a boutique digital marketing agency, and we work with small business owners to help you find the way that's going to help you get clients in the way that works the best for you. There is no one size fits all. Let me just start that off. If you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know that you guys are out there. So tonight we're going to be talking about marketing and tons of different ways to market your business and get clients. At the end of the day, it's going to boil down to one simple technique: talking to people, connecting with people. If you're not connecting with people, you're not going to get clients. So you need to make sure that whatever you're doing for marketing, it works for you and it works for your ideal clients. And you need to know exactly who that ideal client is and who that ideal audience is before you start doing any of this stuff. The other thing we're going to preface this whole thing with saying, and thank you, Charlene, is you have to pick one or two things and do it extremely well. Trying to do all of the different ways I'm going to mention tonight, and I've got a whole huge list written out next to me. If you try to do all of these to get clients, you're probably going to want to poke your eyes out and go running screaming from the building. Gonna guarantee it. You don't need to do all of these things to grow your business. And in fact, do one or two things and do them extremely well, and you will be a millionaire in your business. I promise you. You just have to be consistent in what you do and do it extremely well. So the first way that I love promoting my business and getting clients in my business is, y'all can guess this one, Facebook groups. I have grown my own Facebook group, and I have also joined other people's Facebook groups. And believe it or not, I go into those other people's Facebook groups, and I'm not there strictly to promote my business. I am there to network and connect with people. I get a ton of referrals, but I don't always promote myself. A lot of times I'm promoting other people out there. So, hey, everybody, good to see you. So my first favorite way to promote is Facebook groups because it gives me a lot of access to a lot of people. 2, and thank you, LinkedIn groups. LinkedIn groups are absolutely a phenomenal way to grow your business, right? You don't have to be in 1,000 groups. Just pick a handful. Clubhouse is an absolutely phenomenal way to help you grow businesses. It is an up-and-coming, brand new platform. If you haven't checked out Clubhouse, and hey, Aida, good to see you, then you should be checking out Clubhouse. It's a lot of fun. It's audio only, so you're going to have to coordinate on another platform to actually connect, and you're going to schedule your time, and you're going to do your chat rooms. The next thing that works really well for marketing, if you have products, believe it or not, is buy, sell, trade groups on Facebook. So buy, sell, trade groups are places where you can list things kind of like a yard sale. So if you have small items, things that are low dollar items, that you can certainly list those items on there. If you're doing yard sale-y type things, if you're doing products for sale, buy, sell, trade groups are absolutely phenomenal. The cool thing is that everything I've listed so far is absolutely free. And hey, Marilyn, hey, Laura, hey, Lay, hey, everybody. We are talking about getting clients, right? We're going to be working on Google My Business is the next one. If you have not got a Google My Business listing, you should totally claim your Google My Business listing. It is absolutely fun, it's fabulous, and it is free. So we want to make sure that you claim your Google My Business listing. Google My Business, if you post on it semi-regularly, is actually going to help bump your search engine optimization on your website pretty darn hard. The next one is LinkedIn. Make sure you set up a LinkedIn profile. Make sure that you are connecting to people on LinkedIn. Make sure that you're having conversations on LinkedIn. And make sure that you're collecting recommendations on LinkedIn. Your Google My Business, your LinkedIn, and your Facebook, you're really going to want to be collecting as many recommendations and in as many reviews as you can for your business. Now, I'm not saying do all of these at once. Pick and choose what works for you, what is, something that maybe sticks and strikes a chord with you. The next one is Pinterest. I think Pinterest sometimes is the, so how do you get a Google My Business if you don't have a website? If you have a physical location, you can create a Google My Business. It's really hard to kind of do a Google My Business if you don't have any kind of a website. But you can buy a domain from Google and you can create a little mini website on Google for your business. Yes, Google My Business and get 50 reviews for improved Google relevance. You don't even have to get to 50. Honestly, you can get way fewer than 50 to get a huge bump in your SEO. Just by posting on Google and getting a handful of reviews, you do well. That 50 reviews is amazing. You don't have to have like 1 million reviews though. So the next one is Pinterest. Pinterest is kind of like this dark horse. People don't realize Pinterest is like a graphical Google. So one of the things you can do is you put pins up and they lead back to your website. You don't drive a ton of traffic straight into your funnels, straight into your freebies, straight into your opt-ins. And you can post all kinds of really cool stuff on Pinterest that's going to drive traffic back to your website. It is a huge traffic driver for websites. The next one, we've probably all forgotten about Craigslist, right? Craigslist can be a great way to sell stuff. If you have a physical business, it can be a great way to post ads for your business and drive physical traffic in the door for your business. Notice that not every single one of these techniques is going to work for every single business. The next one is going to be your website. If you don't have a website, you should consider doing a website. You can do websites for really, really cheap. Wix, Google will actually let you register a domain for like $13 a year. And you can create a really simple template website, with your contact information, what you do, and your phone number. And people will call you. The cool thing is if your website is on Google on the platform, you generate a ton of traffic doing it. So the next one is Google Ads. If you're not doing Google Ads, it's a great way to do low-level ads that drives physical traffic in the door for your business. A lot of times people think that my only way of marketing is like Facebook groups or doing lives. Honestly, we use all kinds of different ways to market our business, but we primarily do a couple of things. One of them is Facebook groups. Another one is email. But it's not that we couldn't do Google Ads. It's not that we don't see huge results from Google Ads. A lot of our clients see phenomenal results from doing Google Ads. Google Ads, Facebook ads, right? If you're not doing Facebook ads, then you should be considering doing Facebook ads. They can be really good for coaches. They can be really good for professional services, those types of things where you're not driving services physically and foot traffic in the door can be really good. Podcasts, you can be on your own podcast. You can start your own podcast and do it regularly. But the other thing too is that you have to consider that people who have podcasts, they're going to want traffic on a regular basis. So if you've got a podcast, raise your hand, let me know. Podcasts are incredibly popular. And the thing is that if you have a podcast, chances are you're always looking for guests. So go look for people who are hosts of podcasts to go support them, go listen to their podcasts, and go be a guest on their podcast. It is absolutely tremendous to go back and even promote when you've been a guest on a podcast. YouTube is absolutely phenomenal for small business. I think a lot of times we think that we have to do, hyper over promoted, over produced video. I do lives straight to YouTube. I've done very little with post-production. It is actually hella amazing for business. The other cool thing is when people ask me a question about, hey, I know you did a video once upon a time about ... subject. I'm like, here, let me go look it up on YouTube, and I can go and I can search on those keywords on YouTube, and that video will pop up, and then poof, I can give that person the link for it. The other thing you can do, if you have a small local business, put a magnet on your car. Now, you may not want to leave it on all the time because it will ruin your paint, but a magnet on your car or a sticker on your window can be a great way to get extra visibility for your business, especially if you are visiting clients' homes or you're meeting people in person. It can be a really inexpensive way to get a lot of visibility. A ton of realtors do this. I know painting companies, contractors, handymen. There's a lot of people for whom having a sticker or something on the window or a magnet works really, really well. It doesn't have to be expensive. The next thing that y'all are going to probably laugh. Do I load these live trainings onto my YouTube? Yes. Every single live video I do, Carolina, goes also to my YouTube channel at the same time that it's going onto Facebook. So they're all on YouTube at the same time. I won't say every single one, about 99% of them. I have one every once in a while that I choose to not share simultaneously to YouTube. One that's going to drive you guys nuts, but you're going to think I'm nuts. Yep, vinyl decals are not hard to come by, and they're a simple way to advertise, and they're pretty inexpensive. If you have a friend who can do vinyl decals, you know, you're in business for less than $50. And, you know, you can peel it off if you want to change it. Super powerful way to advertise your business. You know, less than $250, and you can have an amazing way to turn your car into a mobile billboard. The only thing is, if you drive like you stole it, it may not be the best idea to put those vinyl decals on your car. If you drive like my husband does. The next one is mailers. Mailers, like, you can send out bulk mail to people. You can do penny saver. You can do a lot of those types of things depending on the type of business you have. If you have a physical store, then you're trying to drive traffic into, mailers can be amazing to get people in the door. I also know a lot of health and wellness practitioners who have an office, or sometimes they even may do business primarily virtually. And those mailers are really, really cool. What program do I use to televise to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time, Maria? I use StreamYard. There's actually a comment, probably depending on where you're joining me from, at the top of the thing that says, hey, in order for me to see your name, you need to click on the StreamYard link. This one is StreamYard. Networking groups, in-person and virtual networking groups are crazy powerful ways to build your group, to build your business, sorry. If you are meeting people, having one-to-ones, having lots of conversations, you're going to grow your business. It's almost hard to not grow your business if you're having one-to-ones with people regularly, as far as growing your business. It's amazing how when people start to know what you do and who you help and who they can refer to you, and if you yourself are handing out referrals, you're going to get more referrals back. I belong to a group called BNI. I'm a vice president of my chapter currently. You know, it's really, really cool because I can pass referrals to people in my group. People say, hey, who do you know that does this? And I can be like, yeah, sure. I know exactly somebody who does that. Here, let me give you their name, and here's their contact information, and let me hook you up. And I always get to look like the hero. And that to me is really, really cool. The next one is Facebook Live. I'm a big believer in doing Facebook Lives. You know, if you can do lives, if you can be on video, the more you can do it, the better your business is typically going to do, because you're going to start reaching more and more and more people by doing it. Aida has a good point. Joint ventures is a good way to do it too. Absolutely. That, you know, doing a joint venture and splitting on something can be a great way, especially if you're well matched. Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories is another one. The next thing that I want to put an emphasis on is one-to-one meetings. I think sometimes we lose this idea of humanity in the online world, and we lose a little bit of that touch with humanity. And I think that that enables us to be a little bit more callous towards each other, and a little bit colder towards each other. But people really thrive on warmth and connection. So what we see is that they need that connection with one another, and doing one-to-ones with people allows you to connect. Alumni groups. If you're not in alumni groups for whatever school you went to, or connecting with people through, a sorority or through your university, and that was loud thunder, guys. That was kind of scary for a second. So alumni groups for sororities, for universities, anything where you've graduated from a program, those can be super incredibly powerful as far as your business. Affinity groups are another one. So if you are in groups, LGBTQ groups, or if you're in, left-hander groups, or, people who have autism, or, whatever you can do as far as affinity groups, those really help. Carolina is Brazilian, so she might go find other Brazilians and do like an international day, or she might go find a group of people who are this or people who are that. So joint ventures is usually when you partner up with somebody and you're both promoting an event, or like you come to me and, an affiliate type program, those types of things. There's a lot of different ways to do joint ventures with people that can work, getting people to send out emails to their lists. And if you make sales off of it, you get a percentage of it. There's a lot of different ways to do kinds of joint ventures. Affiliates are always a good way to make additional sales. If you can support your affiliates, you can get people who are also selling your products and services, and they can make a percentage of the revenue off of the sales. Volunteer work is another awesome one. I was a Girl Scout leader for 16 years. Yay, Girl Scouts. I led 2 troops for most of that time, and I was at points a co-leader for up to 4 troops. I will tell you that my parents in those troops have been some of the most supportive people in my life, even now, even years later, who have referred clients to me. Depending on the nature of your business, they can be a phenomenal referral source. My first business out of corporate, I was primarily doing business consulting, so I worked with some of them. And I also was doing senior care. So I had a lot of referrals from some of them who had parents who needed care. It works really, really well. Volunteer work can be an awesome way to make connections into the community. Your church, if you are religious, your religious groups, your synagogue, your temple, those things can be great groups to connect with people because you have something in common already. And if you can serve that particular community, you can do super, super well. Boards is another thing you can do. You can actually join a board of a charity, of a nonprofit, and you can make some really amazing connections that way. You're leveraging other board members' connections, and you're leveraging your own connections to raise money and promote a social cause, and you can also be growing your own business that way. Back to things that are a little bit more mundane. Obviously, making videos and putting them up on TikTok can be a really fun way to market your business. Emails. If you're not sending out emails to people on your list, then certainly you may want to consider doing that at least once a month, if not once a week. Don't be afraid to send out value to your clients, to your customers, to people you know. But one thing I will ask you with email lists, don't scrape people's emails. Make sure that you actually have permission to send emails. I've been to a lot of networking groups, and sometimes, for some reason, it's the realtors in the group. They'll grab my email address and they'll be putting me on their email list, and then I can't unsubscribe. they just keep emailing me. And I'm like, dude, that's just not cool. That can actually get you reported to the FTC, and they can fine you and send you some really big stuff. And it can be really, really expensive. It can be $500 an email address. So Meg says, I did that. I joined the board for a local market that is a nonprofit. I hadn't thought about that being a networking thing. Yeah, it can absolutely be a networking thing, and it can help you grow your business. Absolutely, because you build that reputation, right? So my whole thing is platform plus network plus reputation leads to clients. And then you don't have to market, you don't have to sell as hard, because people already kind of know who you are. Texts, a lot of times we forget that our phones can send texts too, that we can use texts for marketing, or we can even send people short little videos and audios, especially like for their birthday, or, you know, hey, I just thought about you. I wanted to let you know that you're in my thoughts, or whatever. It can be a really effective way to customize your marketing to people and reach out to them pretty quickly. People do tend to read their texts. Twitter, if you're not on Twitter, oh my gosh, Twitter can be so much fun. Your small town, your town small business chamber, absolutely. Your chamber of commerce is a huge way to network and connect with people, and get listed and get seen in your local community. And it helps you establish that reputation and that visibility, right? Another one is radio shows. Setting up a radio show or a podcast of your own can get you really, really seen and get you really visible. You know, it can be super duper helpful. The next one is Reddit. It's a platform that maybe a lot of us haven't seen or heard, but you can use Reddit and post content on Reddit. Medium.com is a really great platform for posting articles, and it'll give you very high domain authority to help people find your own blog. So it can send a lot of very high quality traffic back to your website, which is kind of cool. Publishing a book. If you've ever thought about being an author can help you get clients, especially if you put your contact information and you have a good, clear call to action in that book, and you make it an integral part of your marketing. The other cool thing about books is that you can, you know, give out copies of your books to people, and it's almost like a $4 calling card. It is amazing. The wholesale price of a book when you have it printed is super duper cheap. Doing it is crazy powerful. Aida says, PTA at school, I got 5 clients from my son's school. Yeah, a lot of times we forget that our local network and the people around us and the people that are immediately around us, a lot of times, if we can start connecting with those people, are going to be the people who support us the most. They may not be our family and friends directly, but the people in our communities, as we build our reputations, are going to tend to support us pretty well. And it's been a huge source of clients for me too. Guest blogging. If you're not submitting blogs to other websites, that can be a great way to do it. It can get you seen. It can get you heard. Word of mouth referrals. When you give referrals for other people's businesses, they're going to be much more likely to give referrals to your business as well. So that can be a super great way to get known and get heard about. Group headers. Women's Entrepreneur Network, we allow people to rent out the header for the month, and that can be a great way to get your business seen. Carolina has a great point. It's always great to be clear on who your ideal client is and find out where they hang out. And then you yourself should hang out there. This isn't about trying to do every single thing marketing. It's about doing the right things marketing, doing 1 or 2 things and doing them well, and being really clear on who that ideal client is, and then hanging out where that ideal client is hanging out is huge. Sponsorships. You can sponsor events, and you can show up, and you can speak, and you can do kinds of things like that that will get you more visibility for your business. Marketing isn't so much about spraying and praying and hoping. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I don't like to do the marketing because it's so nefarious and it's so this and it's so that. I'm going to be honest and tell you that the best marketing is stuff that you are measuring and you're able to measure your results on. You try something and you go back and you check and you see what numbers you got. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't have feelings. And it's really, really an awesome way if you can kind of detach and say, okay, I tried this for 30 to 60 days. What is this doing for my numbers? Am I starting to get clients or am I not starting to get clients? Some things like Aida's, mention here about the PTA at school, you're going to have to go to a few events and you're going to have to connect with people and you're probably going to have to do some lunches in order to get clients. So it's going to take a little bit longer to get clients, but you can check and see, if you're getting more conversations, are you getting more follows on this? Or are you doing that? Are you getting more openings? You can start to measure your numbers. And the really cool thing about marketing is that there is no one size fits all. We're very unique people. We have our unique DNAs. Our businesses have our own unique DNAs. This is not about everybody doing the exact same thing. I have a mastermind group and some of y'all are in it, and I am incredibly grateful for those of y'all that are in it. But one of the things that you learn pretty quickly is that no two people in the group have the exact same business. And yet we're using a lot of the same principles and the same foundational pieces in our marketing, which is very simple, right? Simplified marketing, a product that somebody actually wants and putting that product or offer in front of those people. Yeah. And then making sure that you're able to serve people is huge. And that's one of the things that we do as part of our mastermind is making sure that we can support people. If you would like to book a call with me, I did post the link above, but I'll post the link right here. If you'd like to book a call with me so we can talk about what your individual marketing could look like for your business. A lot of people will look at me and they're like, you smell like you must be really expensive. And I laugh because honestly, I charge normal prices for digital marketing. A lot of times people come out of a conversation with me and they end up saving money because we find ways to help them market their business in a way that makes more sense, that helps them get more with less money, that allows them to stretch their marketing dollars a lot further. And Meg, thank you so much for saying this. I love the social selling mastermind too, because we cover a lot of really crazy esoteric topics sometimes. And it's not all about Facebook groups. And in fact, Facebook groups are kind of, I dare say, kind of one of the smaller pieces of our conversations, because we may be talking about connecting Google Analytics and talking about SEO and improving traffic and improving visibility, because I'm all about this crazy, crazy idea. Platform plus network plus reputation yields clients. You have to put the offer out there in front of people, and you have to connect with the right people in order to build your business. And if you're building that platform and you're building your network and you're building your reputation, it's going to yield to clients when you start putting that offer out there. And as Carolina was saying, that simplified marketing, putting a product that somebody actually wants or a service and putting that product or offer in front of those people yields sales. It's not crazy complicated. It doesn't have to be super difficult. It's really about making sure that you're doing and talking to the right people and you're putting the offers out there in front of people. Sales is not something that you do to people. Marketing is really the process of getting people aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it and who you're helping. It's not like you're marketing on top of somebody. It's not like you're on top of people. I know that there's a lot of people that teach cold calling and that teach cold messaging and doing that. But honestly, that's not the most successful way of doing sales. If I was doing marketing for my home care agency, honestly, what I was doing, I was going out and talking to doctors in the community. I might show up on their office, and then I'm making friends with the admin at the front and talking to the office staff and getting to know the office staff in order to be able to ever make that presentation to the doctor. But I'm not out there, cold calling or doing anything like super heebie-jeebie, because you've got to build the relationships along the way and build the reputation along the way to have the conversations, to be able to get past that gatekeeper in the first place. And yeah, Carolina says offering tons of value yields sales too. Absolutely. And, one of the things that I'm hoping to convince you is that, doing your own search engine optimization and setting up your own funnels and doing your own stuff may be for you, or it may not be for you, in which case we would love to help you do all of that stuff and nonsense in your business, make the pain stop. I hope you have gained something from tonight's long-winded, crazy fast to market your business talk. There are so many different ways that you can market your business. Most of them boil down to building a reputation and a platform and connecting with people. And the more people you can connect with, the more authentically you can connect with people, the better your business is going to do. I am Haley Gray. I'm the owner of Fiercely Marketing. Let's book a call today and see how I can help you grow your business and see how I can help you market your business. I posted the link in the comments. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Women's Entrepreneur Network on YouTube. I would love to have you guys. I would appreciate it. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye-bye.